it's Mike again. Today we're going to talk about a thermostat problem. At least that's what we're thinking it is. So the guest complained that the thermostat wasn't lit up, and so I came up to the room and I looked at it and I saw that it just had a blank display, just blank, nothing on it. And I walked over to the P-TAC to look at it, and I got power going on here. It's on, which is an indication that the thermostat is connected. All my wiring appears to be hooked up for the wire that supplies the thermostat, which is this wire right here has got a big long plug on it, and that's what goes to your thermostat. So what we're going to do first is we're going to check the power over here to make sure we got our 24 volts. Because if we don't have 24 volts, that's pretty much saying that the thermostat is no good. So on this type of thermostat, it's just plugs on pins on the wall, and it's got a little strip that you got to line up with the power terminal. So we'll set that down out of the way, and what we're going to do, we're going to get our meter out and set it for volts, the V symbol with the wavy line over it. We got our leads plugged in, and we're going to come up here to the red, which is our main power. And then we're going to go into the C terminal, which is our common. At those 2 points, we should have our 25 volts. So I'm going to put on the red and on the common. And our voltage meter says 25 volts. So that's telling me that thermostat should be lit up, but yet it wasn't. So I'm saying there must be a problem in the thermostat. So we're going to grab the one we brought up with us. That's this one here. And we're going to line it all up. Usually the bottom first, and then maybe it's the top and then the bottom. Those 4 pins, everything will line up, and you'll just push it onto the wall, and it's coming on. Our unit started running. So in this case, we just had a bad thermostat. Now some of these thermostats are programmable. We're lucky in this case because it's already set up and good to go. But some of the thermostats you may have to actually get in with your book. The instruction manual is what they call it in the industry, and program your thermostat for your particular unit. Now another little trick that I also use when hooking thermostats up, this is a bonus. We'll just go ahead, and this has been the problem with this room. The thermostat was bad. But we're going to go ahead and pull this back off one more time. Just a little trick that I like to use when identifying wires, because sometimes you might get a thermostat that maybe it wasn't working because it's wired up wrong. So we'll check the wiring on the thermostat. So what we've got, can you see all that there? You got the RC and R, which are usually a common terminal. They're bounded together by a strip here in the back, this gold band. So it's got a red wire on it. Then we've got a yellow or a Y, and it's got a yellow wire on it. Of course, yeah, that works, Y and yellow. But sometimes it doesn't seem like they're marked that way. But when I'm hooking these up, I always think of the yellow as a sun. And what do you want in the sun? When it's sunny out, you want AC. And then you've got a white wire, which is hooked to our white terminal, which is for heat. But when I think of heat, I think of a white wire, and I think of snow, and I want heat. That's kind of silly, but I thought I'd throw that in as a bonus. Then we got a black wire on this one as our common wire. There's a black wire going to C, common. And then our green wire, or it's a blue wire actually, it's out of G, that's usually the fan. So if you kind of look at it like that, you follow this most of the time, that'll help you to wire a thermostat up in case you just yank one out without thinking about maybe taking pictures. because I'll get my phone out and I'll take pictures of exactly how it was wired up. So that's kind of what you got to do on a thermostat when you find one of them that's bad. We don't use batteries in ours because that's actually will give you a false information. So our thermostats are powered off of the P-tax. So we don't put batteries in, because if it had batteries in it, I walk into the room and I go, well, the thermostat's on, so that must not be the problem. And then head on over and find that it looks like we're working fine over there. It's just misleading. We let the P-tac control the power and not the batteries, since all they do is light the thermostat up. They don't do anything else. So that's all I got for this course. So thanks for joining us.